Hey guys, Charlie with 18 State Outdoors, and today I'm going to go over this little guy and give a little quick review, some pros, some cons, and who I think the camera is actually good for. It's the Akaso Brave 7. Check it out. Alright, so before I begin, let's just start with the views, and the opinions in this video are strictly mine alone. I'm not sponsored, I'm not paid for this whatsoever. So let's jump into it. Let's start with the camera, shall we? Okay, so if you're watching this video, you've obviously checked out GoPro and you're looking for an alternative. This may be a good camera for you, so let's just get into it. The price point, perfect. I think I paid $150. I bought it through Amazon, but it was sold by Akaso, I believe. And it came with a little bit of accessories, 2 batteries. So the price, I think, was awesome. The accessories kit, I think, was like $30. No name brand, it did the job. The video and audio quality, I think, is definitely good enough for most people. I just did a week-long fishing trip down in Grand Isle, Louisiana. If you want to check that video out, it was filmed with my Samsung Galaxy phone, this Akaso action camera, as well as a GoPro 11, I think. So if you watch that video, leave me a comment and tell me when you think I used the Akaso, and I'll let you know if you're right or not. So the price, I think, is awesome. Video quality, I think, it's good. Sound quality, I had no issues with. I used the camera with and without the mic in the case and out of the case. Had no issue. You could hear about 15 to 20 feet away and it was clear. The batteries, they charge pretty quick. The app, I think, is extremely user-friendly. I actually found it to be easier to use the Akaso app than the GoPro app. The only thing I had difficult finding, but it's a quick little search and I'll do it for you now. When you want to turn the Wi-Fi on this camera, you just click and hold the up button and it'll tell you the Wi-Fi is on, and then you want to turn it off, you just hit the up button again and it turns off. That was the only difficult thing I really found with it. Also, when we were fishing, it was a 100 and plus, like 110 degree with the heat index, and the camera, it got warm, but it never stopped and turned off because it was overheating. So that was a good plus. The accessories that you can purchase for them, I believe if you buy GoPro accessories, they all pretty much fit. They're all pretty much all the same. You don't have to buy GoPro. You can just buy a no-name knockoff if you want. That's what I did. I have no issues with it. My gear actually fit my buddy's GoPro, and his GoPro stuff fit my Akaso. The only thing that didn't fit was obviously the case for the Akaso. Does not fit the GoPro. GoPro doesn't need a case, but we'll get into that. So that's some of the good. I'm sure I'm leaving out some more good, but let's just jump into the cons. Alright, so the cons. Well, before I say that, let me say one more thing because I forgot. So while I was beach fishing, I did get hit in the chest with some waves, and the camera seemed to do fine. It kept working and never shut off. So it does seem to be somewhat water resistant. I'm not going to say waterproof, but I'll give it water resistant for a brief moment in time because that's what I encountered. So the cons. They say on Akaso's website that you get 110 minutes of recording time. I personally think that's a bit of a stretch. You get 2 of these little batteries when you purchase the Akaso, and I found that I was getting, maybe, if I was lucky, 30 minutes of camera on time. Maybe 40, but that was with the camera being on the entire time on video mode. It lasted maybe 30 minutes. Big turn off for me, especially when you're trying to fish. You don't know when the fish are going to be biting. By the time you turn your camera on, the bite could be over. So for me, that's a big con. Battery life was a big issue. Another con, this microphone. It's sold separately. I did purchase this little furry thing separately as well. It comes with one of those little foam things, but the microphone is sold separately. From my research, no other external mic will work with this camera. You have to purchase the microphone from Akaso. It's only $10, but from what I've noticed, nothing else works. The microphone, it does do well, or it does okay, but I didn't like the fact that it does not come with a mic, and no other mic works with it. I've tried my Bluetooth mic and no luck. Another big con for me, this case. You have to have the case on to use the Akaso with any of its attachments. Unlike the GoPro, this little thing is already built onto the GoPro, but with the Akaso, you have to have the camera in the case to use the accessories. And if you noticed, I'm missing a piece. There should be a flap right here that locks this little thing into place. After about 4 times of opening it, it broke. So now what I have to use are these little zip ties, and I simply just slide it over and hold it in place. Just, flip it down, it slides on, and it'll hold the case on the camera. But build quality, I think, of the case, absolute garbage. They could have definitely spent a little bit more time in research and development and got something a little better. And I've heard that is an ongoing issue. I've seen many reviews and they all say this little thing breaks. So to me, big con. Was not a fan of that, nor was I happy. Not a deal breaker, but another con is when you record something on the camera and you want to try to import it or download it, whatever you want to call it, to a phone. If, let's say, the video is only 2 minutes long, it's going to take you about 4 to 4.5 minutes to download the video. Whereas with GoPro, it's super fast. It does take a lot longer to download the videos to your phone. I do all of my editing on my phone, so that's what I have to review it with. So download speed, long time, not a deal breaker, but you got to have a little bit of patience with that. As far as Akaso's customer service, I did get a quick response via email. I inquired about a coupon code that I was supposed to receive when I registered my device, and I got an email that said my device had been registered, but I did not receive a code. So I emailed Akaso about that, and they either seemed to have no idea what I was talking about, or communication was not detailed enough. Personally, I just think they have no idea what I was talking about. So I did not get that issue resolved. I still have yet to receive a code for a half off coupon code or whatever it was. Another con, but again, not a deal breaker to me, but the low light filming is absolutely worthless. When the sun starts to go down, you might as well turn your camera off because you're not going to be able to see anything without a light source. I don't have any kind of extra light source for the camera, so I have to use sunlight and or moonlight, and as you can imagine, it didn't work. So like I said, on some of the fishing trip when the sun was going down, well, that's a clue if you haven't seen the video yet, but when the sun started going down, I had to switch to a different camera. I didn't use any of the other functions like slow-mo or anything like that. I didn't take pictures, so I'm simply reviewing the video aspect of it. But that's some pros and some cons that I had. The camera, I think overall though, the camera's good. I would use it again. I guess I would recommend, if some people wanted to purchase it, I would recommend it. But it's going to depend on what exactly you're going to do with it. If you're going to be like me and you're going to do some action stuff, I might go with the GoPro. I'm not going to lie to you. Like with fishing, like I said, you don't know when the bite's going to turn on. You don't know when it's going to turn off. So for me, I need a constant battery source, and the battery life for me, it was inadequate. If you're going to do like a mountain bike ride, that probably would be okay because you're going to be in constant action because you are starting the action. So something like that might work for you. But do your research. I hope this helped. And as always, I appreciate y'all watching.